After game 1, anything is on the table. Knicks fans are screaming for answers. Jalen Brunson poured in 43 points and Karl Anthony Towns added 35, but the supporting cast mysteriously vanished down the stretch. Josh Hart, the team's energetic glue guy, managed just 8 points with a huge 13 rebounds and 7 assists in 44 minutes, yet the offense stalled when he was out there. Josh himself admitted that the team, quote, let off the gas late and saying that, quote, intensity and physicality wasn't there, we were playing slower. In short, the Knicks looked like a different and worse team in crunch time with Hart on the floor. Meanwhile, reserves Deuce McBride and Mitchell Robinson were sparks off the bench. McBride finished with 9 points and a team-best plus 12 plus minus, quietly hitting shots and hounding Pacers ball handlers. Mitch, in just 21 minutes, snagged 8 rebounds, 4 offensive, and was a disruptive force inside, owning the glass and flying around the floor defensively. In fact, the Knicks lineup data is revealing that bench lineups with at least one reserve outscored Indiana by 13 points in Game 1. While the starters were outscored by 16, and over the playoffs so far, New York's veteran starting 5 is a whopping negative 68 plus minus. Deuce brings extra shooting and ball handling if inserted into the starting unit and preserves Josh Hart's energy for a super sub role. But at the same time, against a Pacers team that ranks 28th in rebounding rate, Mitch's size and rebounding are huge assets. If he starts, the Knicks could pack the paint with 2 big men, the Towns and Robinson Twin Tower lineup, which could clog lanes against Indiana's interior with Siakam and Turner and help the Knicks control the boards. Both Deuce and Robinson have outplayed expectations this postseason. New York's most effective 5-man unit in the playoffs so far is Brunson, Hart, Robinson, McBride, and OG Anunoby. That is a lineup that is a plus 25 in just 36 minutes. In other words, a mix that includes Deuce and or Mitch has been more potent than the traditional starters. The matchup with Indiana intensifies the debate. Tyrese Halliburton torched the Knicks in Game 1 with 31 points and 11 assists, and of course that game-tying shot in the end, and he'll be central in Game 2. The Knicks need rotation wings to cover sharpshooters like Aaron Nesmith, who drilled 6 threes in the fourth quarter. Starting McBride adds a quicker lineup to contain Halliburton's pace, while starting Robinson adds bulk to battle Indiana's bigs. The Pacers live in transition. They play at roughly 99.9 possessions per 48 minutes, good for the 7th fastest in the league, so having fresh legs and defensive versatility is key. Indiana's offense is balanced and tough to slow down, but Halliburton will dart all over the court, Nesmith and Nembhard will fire from deep, and Siakam brings physicality at the 4. A Knicks lineup with 4 shooters like Brunson, Bridges, Anunoby, and Towns by adding McBride could help at least match that spacing. On the other hand, throwing Mitch out there with Towns means that 2 big targets to contest Turner and Siakam and clean the glass, but the offense might stagnate a bit without Hart's cutting and McBride shooting. It's a real trade-off, 5 shooters versus 2 bigs, and as one analyst put it, quote, a McBride for Hart swap allows 5 shooters while Robinson in Hart's place gives the Knicks 2 bigs who can overwhelm the Pacers with rebounding and size. You don't have to scroll far online to see the buzz. Knicks fans on X and on Reddit are flat out begging for a lineup change after Game 1. One fanside article bluntly pointed out that the current starting 5 has, quote, played more minutes together than any lineup in the league in the playoffs, and no lineup has performed worse. As they were a combined negative 16 in Game 1, people note that both Deuce, who's a plus 3.4, and Mitch, who's a plus 2.7, have the best on-off net ratings on the team this postseason. Even CBS Sports broke down the numbers. Game 1 saw the bench-heavy minutes beat the starters by 29 points. Studies show lineups with a reserve plus 13 and starters a minus 16. They also highlighted that Robinson and McBride each bring things to the table that the Knicks need, rebounding and ball pressure, and that simply keeping one of them on the floor more often is the easiest adjustment. But on the other side, coach Tom Thibodeau has publicly downplayed making changes, even though he acknowledged after Game 1 that, quote, everything is always on the table. He might have to seriously consider it because after all, SNY's Ian Begley noted that the starting 5 was a staggering minus 68 in plus minus for the playoffs. Ultimately, the question is whether any change is justified by Game 1's data. The hard stats tell us yes, the Knicks played substantially better with Hart on the bench. On offense, Hart gives us hustle and rebounding, but Deuce provides spacing and Robinson beefs up defense. Now it's your turn. Who do you think should start Game 2 against the Pacers tonight? Josh Hart, Deuce McBride, or Mitchell Robinson? Let me know in the comments below, and if you did enjoy this video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more Knicks news and updates you will not want to miss. It's been KNYT here, and I'll see you guys in the next one.